but the autopsy report shows that there is propofol in Michael Jackson's vitreous humor, which is the fluid of the eye. Wow. It takes anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half for that drug to infiltrate itself into the vitreous humor of the eye. Wow. In other words, Conrad Murray's initial report appears to be accurate. There was an hour and a half delay.
Well, let me say, Brian, we were talking about LaToya a while ago. When you and I gave our speech up there in Las Vegas at the fan convention,
yes.
LaToya, LaToya was on the phone. Majestic got her on the phone, and she talked to everybody. And she said at the show that she wanted to talk with me, and at the speech. And so I was wondering maybe if you could maybe get her on the phone next week, on a three-way with you, and maybe we can get LaToya on so she could. She said she wanted to share with the fans and work with the fans and work with the people that are working with the fans. And of course, I am working with the fans. Do you think you can make that possibly happen?
We'll ask her, Eddie. She is always very hesitant to expose herself to criticisms and to folks who disagree with her. She's just very careful, but we'll make the request and we'll see what she's got to say.
Well, I'll tell you this right now. I'm not going to allow anyone to criticize Miss LaToya Jackson. She's just a very outspoken woman who has told the truth from the beginning. She said, my brother was murdered.
The truth, Eddie. She tells the truth as she sees it. And the very interesting thing is, as an attorney, I'm very careful as to the conclusions that I draw. And my conclusions are not always those of the ordinary, rational human being, because I've been battered around by courts until it really makes your head spin. She listens to this evidence and comes to the kind of conclusion that you're talking about.
It would be good. It would be good just to maybe get LaToya and Randy on the phone, because I'm sure that Randy too has something that he would love to say as well about how he feels about what happened to his brother.
It is very true. Randy has been one who has stood up for his brother, made it known that he thinks that there is so much more involved in this, and he has been a chief critic of what's happening with regard to the secrecy and the lack of information. He calls me up and says, what happened? And I give him the latest, and he goes, when are we going to learn the truth about what happened to my brother?
Wow.
I tell him, Randy, we're doing our best. He says, this is not good. This is being withheld from this family, and he's very upset about it.
And it seemed to me like, I can imagine how Jackie and Tito and Marlon must feel too. How are they feeling about this?
I've spoken to Marlon. Marlon is just sad. He feels the terrible loss of his brother, and he can't really get over it. It's something which is not only a public crying session, but it is a personal tragedy that he cannot get over. I think that each member of the family is dealing with it the best they can. They recognize they're not the only people in the world who have experienced tragedy, but what they are is they're only people in the world who the information about their loved one's death has been deliberately withheld, and it hurts them deeply.
And I can't even begin the magnitude of pain that it's causing, because I've seen them all at the courthouse, and I've sat in the courtroom with them all, and I could feel it. When I'm in there with them, I could feel the pain. And when I look,
I agree.
And so my heart goes out to Joe and Catherine and the entire family, and Prince and Blanket, and all the children, and all the grandchildren, the entire family. My heart goes out to them. It's a terrible tragedy. We lost the greatest entertainer in the world.
I think it's to the fact that when we get these high-profile cases, we get courts which are not able to function. We saw that yesterday in the Lindsay Lohan granted bail, and there will be a hearing held on whether or not she violated her probation. She cannot, no judge in the world can simply send her to jail finding that she violated her probation. You have to have a trial first. That's what we remember in Alice in Wonderland. The Queen says, off with their heads. And the King says, don't we need a trial first? And the Queen goes, oh yeah, I forgot.
Well, let me tell you something.
We need due process.
Yes, we do.
We didn't get it in Lindsay Lohan's case. We're not getting it in Michael Jackson's case.
Hey, I just wanted to say this, when I think about Paris, Blanket, and Prince, and the stuff that they're going to have to go through as being young celebrities, I'm so glad that the family is there to shelter them and give them the proper leadership, direction, motivation, and integrity, and to be there to actually, believe it or not, to blanket them from all the outside media and all that paparazzi stuff and all that stuff. What do you say about that, Brian?
I think that Michael Jackson, of all the things he wanted, was he wanted to have them experience a normal childhood, one where they could be children, where they could be carefree, where they didn't have to worry about all of the adult things that we have in life. He felt that his childhood was taken from him because at the age of 12 he was thrust into the hysteria of a show business career. Not that he regretted the show business career, it's that he felt his childhood was lost. Michael Jackson, I think, would be most disturbed that his children were not given the opportunity that he wanted to give them, because his death has thrust them into the limelight, thrust them into adulthood, made it so that they too have to be responsible in a way that he didn't want them to have to deal with it. He would be most upset about the fact that his children have had to become adults long before he wanted that to happen.
Well, first of all, Brian, I want to thank you for coming on the show and sharing with us. We're going to swap our hands with Brian Oxman. Brian, we're not finished yet. Before you go, there's something I'd like to talk about. Mr. Larry Nimmer, who videotaped you and I and interviewed both of us in Las Vegas when we spoke there at the fan convention, and he had a DVD called Michael Jackson, The Untold Story of Neverland, which I'm holding in my hand right now. Do you know about this DVD?
Sure, yes, I do.
Would you like to just share a little bit about the DVD? Are you in this DVD too?
I think there are some points about me in there. It is about mostly Michael Jackson, his experiences in life, how he built Neverland, what he wanted Neverland to do. You see, we hired Larry during the trial in 2005, and he had the assignment of photographing Neverland because the prosecution was saying that Neverland Ranch was some kind of witch's gingerbread house, which was designed to lure children, where Michael Jackson would groom them for molestation and wow them with all the exciting things at Neverland Ranch and then molest them as if he were some kind of wicked witch. It was almost comical that these kinds of statements came from the prosecution. So we hired Larry Nimmer to go in and to film Neverland Ranch in order to show the jury what the ranch was really about. And what this ranch was full of artwork, of bronzes, of statues, of paintings, of antiques, of all kinds of valuable, incredible artifacts, which are literally unbelievable when you look at the expense and the care with which Michael Jackson collected them. Over 1 million books. 1 million books were part of his collection. He had one of the largest, if not the largest, private libraries in the world. This is what Neverland Ranch was. It wasn't built to lure children. It was built to wow Michael's friends, like Elizabeth Taylor, when she came to see that ranch. Her jaw dropped at the magnificence and the beauty. And when he wanted his other friends, Marlon Brando was especially someone whose opinion Michael absolutely relied on and adored. And when he saw this ranch, it was absolutely jaw-dropping to him. The main street of the ranch was named after his brother. This wasn't a lure for children. It was to excite the child in all of us adults. And that's what Larry Nimmer's video was all about.
Now, Brian, also, too, you have a PowerPoint thing that you're doing. Could you just share a little bit of that before we go about what you're doing with your PowerPoint and how can people check it out? And would you come live to the show maybe next week or the week after and maybe share your PowerPoint presentation with the world?
If I can get over there, Eddie, you betcha. It is a presentation about my history with Michael Jackson, all the photographs that I have with him, some of the...
Are you there? Hello? Okay, some kind of way we have lost Brian. Let's see if we can get Brian back on the phone here. I don't know what happened. But let's see if we can get him back. You know how cell phones are. But this has been a very intriguing and interesting conversation. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
And sometimes you have little electrical problems. Hello? Okay, can't get them. Maybe there's some down wires or something. Well, anyway, that was Brian Oxman on our show live, who was discussing the lawsuit that's been filed by Katherine Jackson, the lawsuit that's been filed by Brian Oxman himself, a civil suit that's been filed, and also talking about the life of Michael Jackson and Conrad Murray and how he plays a role, and the other companies and entities behind this, and the conspiracy which still goes on. And of course, you heard him talk about LaToya, who says that her brother, she's very emotional. The whole family's emotionally. Randy, Tito, Marlon, Jackie, kids, mom and dad. I mean, someone was stolen from their life, and that's their family member. And the way that it was done, for money, for money, isn't that deep? So I know we talked about a lot of things today on our show. It's almost time to get out of here. I'm going to try to get Brian back on the phone one more time and see what we can get here. And I'm getting the weirdest thing going on here. And the FBI and FCC, which is Federal Communication, whoever, they can cut my phone off in a second. And you know what I mean? They can cut my phone off in a second. And I think that's exactly what happened. It's just not working right now. You saw it yourself live on the show. I mean, you heard it live yourself. We're talking about the biggest entertainer in the world on the phone. And all of a sudden the phone just clicked. It just cuts off in the middle of Brian Oxman giving his closing remarks. I just think that that's it. I'm not going to say that some people do not want this to be heard.
Long and prosperous. Came down and got us.
But I'm just saying, some people don't want the story to be told. Some people don't want this show on the air. But let's just face the reality. Everybody doesn't want the truth to get out. That there's other people involved in the murdering of Michael Jackson. It's not just, it is Conrad Murray. Like he said, he's 50% of the guy who did it. But then the people behind Conrad Murray. And so I turned off my phone. So hopefully we'll turn it back a little, see if we can catch a satellite going by. Because all these things are ran by satellites. And that means a person controls all the satellites.
And now on Google, like if you go on Google Earth, you can actually zoom in to the point where you can see people.
You can.
Yes, which I think is creepy.
It is creepy.
Yeah, it's maybe a minute or so delayed, but at the same time, it's Big Brother is really out there.
Really have been out there for years.
Yeah, it's
watching people and watching what they do, and you can go to anybody's address. If you have their address, you can go to their house. You can go in their yard, on the front of the street, the back of the street, and it's amazing.
Yeah. Even if you don't want to leave your house, you can still,
check
out their house.
I can go online. I can check my house out while I'm out of town.
Yeah.
I can check anybody's house out. Hey, Mr. Governor Schwarzenegger, I'm going to be watching your house too. All you elected officials, I'm watching your house. Okay. I want to make sure you guys are doing your job. That's just a joke. No, But Jerry Brown, I hope he gets in there and do it. I mean, there's only two people. They're just those two.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just don't want business to be as usual. You know, I'm going to try this one more time to get Brian back on the phone. This is just so amazing that happened. I don't think it's going to. Yeah, it's not going to give me chills, man. It's just amazing. Josh, what'd you think about that?
Yeah, it was crazy.
That was just like, and it's not connecting. Okay, I never had that happen to my phone ever. Okay, that's never happened to me. I mean, I've dropped calls that I was able to go back to the call, but these two, I wouldn't put it past AEG and all those guys listening to the show. They're probably watching it too. They cut him off right now. Get Brian off the phone. He's too informative.
Yeah.
You know, but it's okay. As I state to you every week, we have our show here. The Los Angeles Civil Rights Association Speaks Out, and on our show we talk about civil, constitutional, and
we also have
and human rights. So what we're going to do is what we always do is we're going to talk with Jazz. Could you tell people a little bit about? Do you know about the Taste of Soul? The Taste of Soul, Josh. You know about the Taste of Soul?
A little bit.
It's going to come up. You know, every year in October, in the month of October, in Los Angeles on Crenshaw and King Boulevard, they have what they call the Taste of Soul. If you've never been to the Taste of Soul, it's a one-day event, and all these people come out and they're cooking everywhere, from Crenshaw and King down to like Crenshaw and Jefferson. It's a long way, and there's all kinds of booths set up with all kinds of food and all kinds of people are selling all kinds of stuff. And there's all kinds of people like Bobby Brown performs, Angie Stone performs, a lot of different, you never know. Corinne Bailey Ray might be there this year. You know, I love Corinne Bailey Ray. She's a great singer. They have so many people that come and perform, and it's so wonderful. So next week I'll talk on the show again about the Taste of Soul, which is coming on Crenshaw and King in the month of October. Also, October the 26th, don't forget this, that is the next court date for Mr. Michael Joseph Jackson, the Conrad Murray case, October the 26th. Now, the trial will start, the preliminary hearing will start, as I've been telling everybody, it will start on January the 4th, if I'm not mistaken. January the 4th, 2011, will start the trial for Conrad Murray and the wrongful death of Mr. Michael Joseph Jackson. We've covered a lot of topics today. We talked about quick news. We had politics. We talked about, you know, November is the elections in November.
Yeah.
So November is right around the corner, and it's right before Thanksgiving. So hopefully we'll be thankful for thanking God for giving us the right people to be in office to do the right things. Because, and this Christmas, you guys, which is coming up in just a few months, if you can't do it, don't try to do it. Amen? Don't go into the new year completely broke because you tried to do something that you couldn't do for Christmas. It's only one day. Christmas is one day, but Christmas is every day. It's every day. I mean, celebrate Thanksgiving really, really, really super big because you got to be thankful for everything that was given to you by God Almighty. But at Christmas, don't try to go out there and buy Xboxes for your kids and $500 tennis shoes and all this stuff if you can't do it.
Yeah.
Just give them a whole bunch of love and give them the best home cooked meal they ever had and invite all your family over, and that's a gift right there.
Yeah, because I don't think I've gotten like a Christmas present in like 4 years.
I don't even look for Christmas presents anymore.
Yeah, me
It used to
either.
be a really big thing for me, but now, you know, I just do it for my kids. And I tell my kids, I'm Santa Claus. No, I came down the chimney, okay? Put the cookies and milk there, I'm gonna eat it. I promise I will. I get up in the middle of the night and I do it every year. I eat those cookies my kids cook. And I drink the milk. Well, it's chocolate milk, I like chocolate milk. But anyway, I'm the one that, you know, so, and I'm up all night putting bikes together. And I'm the one that wake up in the morning and go, ho, 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 Merry Christmas. I do it every year.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
I was misled. I thought there was a Santa Claus.
Oh my gosh, we just,
my mom played it up for a long time. I really actually was let down when I was like 12, and she left a receipt on the basketball hoops.
Well, wake up everybody. There's a new cup of coffee being brewed every second. But let's see if we can. Especially, I'm Santa. I'm Santa. But anyway, let's see here if we can. get a little something going on here before we end our
Once
show.
said, life's most urgent and persistent question is, what are you doing for others?
So, thank you for coming on the Los Angeles Civil Rights Association Speaks Out. I know we got started just a little bit after 9, but next week we'll be started at 9 on the nose, and we'll do this again. Jazz, you want to come back next week?
Yeah, I'll be here again.
You'll be here again?
Yeah.
Well, let's give a hand for Jazz, our intern. She's really doing it. She's an assistant on the show now. She's doing a wonderful job. I'm really happy to have her aboard. And we're going away now. We're going to close out for now, but we'll be back next week. And guess what? The best is yet to come. Don't let anybody steal your joy. The only limit in life is the one that you put on yourself, so let there be no limits. You are on the Los Angeles Civil Rights Association Speaks Out.